Yeah, listen, obviously the goal is always to sweep at home. We know how hard it is to sweep, especially in this conference this year. It's going to be hard to sweep anybody, but our expectations will always be that. So, yes, it was a good weekend, not a great weekend by any means. Obviously, being able to win some close ball games is good. That's what we've talked about all year long. That's just something we didn't do a very good job of last year, and that was on us as the coaches. We've trained a lot more for that. I think we've prepared more for that. We know that we need to be a really good defense and pitching team. Obviously, in Game 3, defense-wise, I thought Hoagland threw outstanding, and just our defense didn't pick us up. And that's something that we didn't do a very good job preparing in the clubhouse, getting ready to go for Game 2 on Saturday. When you have 5 errors on a bad hitting day, my expectations on that game was it was going to be a 1-0, 2-1, or 3-2 ball game. That's where we wanted it to be. But then when you get down 7 runs after 3 innings because of 5 errors, all unearned runs, that's tough to come back from offensively on that type of day. We knew that. So that was a disappointing finish to Saturday. But then obviously Sunday, I thought our guys competed hard all day long and did the type of baseball that we wanted to play and kept it close. Yeager, it was his first start of the year. He's been dealing with some injuries all year long. We're trying to build his pitch count back up. We got what we needed out of him. He walked too many guys, but that's something that, obviously only second time on the mound all year. You're going to have a little bit, some walks in there, but then Whitney came in and did a phenomenal job of keeping us in a ball game and found a way to win a ball game late. It was tough because, we didn't have our closer this past weekend just because of a slight dealing with him and stuff, injury-wise, nothing major, but hopefully we'll get him back in a few weeks, and we really need him, because obviously there was 3 games this past weekend where I felt like he would have had 3 saves, but Douglas Rojas did a phenomenal job in that aspect of things for stepping up.
Going back to yesterday, you talked about it. You guys rallied late in the 7th to go ahead and run. They come back in the 9th. You guys are going to continue.
Yeah, that's something we talked about. Listen, we're going to get down in games sometimes. We just want to keep the games close. That's the biggest thing is minimizing big innings right now, keeping games close. And then that way we have a chance to win them late. We feel like with our pitching depth and the way we play and everything, that if we're in a game late, we got a pretty good shot of winning it and everything. And obviously Betancourt came in with a huge hit for us, first at bat of the year. And listen, that guy, all he does is hit in inner squads and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's tough to find him because he doesn't really have a position. We need to get him in there more. We've known that. It hasn't been great hitting days because he's just not real athletic, doesn't run great and everything. So we got a lot of other depth that we feel like sets up better for the type of temperatures we've been playing in and everything. But we just felt like it was the right moment for him, and he stepped up and hit a ball. Listen, I think you got to be in games late to have those opportunities and stuff. It's a lot easier at home in order to walk off teams than on the road and everything, because obviously they've got the hammer of the offense at the very end, the last at bat and everything. But I think we've done a good job of competing and just keeping games close and giving our offense a chance in those games and stuff. So that's the biggest thing that we talk about, is not necessarily, obviously we don't want to walk teams off. We want to make sure we're not in those situations to have to do that. We'd like to just win them before having to do that. But the only way we have a chance of doing that is, Douglas comes in once, Hayes ends up, he threw really well. We probably left him in there a little bit too long. I probably should have went to Douglas to start the 9th there. But Hayes, gives up one hit pretty much, that one good hit, and wasn't backing up where he was supposed to, when that's how they took the lead there and stuff. But then Douglas coming in and getting those last 2 outs and making sure that we keep it that 1-run game changes that entire bottom half of the inning and stuff. So that was really good on Douglas to come in and get those last 2 outs as well.
Drury coming this week, only non-conference series for you guys of the season, so what do you see that?
Yeah, we only get 2 non-conference games all year long, so I mean they're going to be tough. They went, I think, 1-2. They just opened up this past weekend because obviously they're out of Missouri. they're not in region games, but they're Division II games. They hit a lot of boxes when you start looking at making postseason or hopefully hosting postseason, but ultimately just making the regionals and stuff is you got to do good against above 500 teams. NCAA Division II teams, they're going to check a lot of those boxes, and hopefully they'll end up being a regional tournament team as well. They're a really good club. They got a lot of really good arms back from last year. Listen, it's going to be a really tough 2 games. I told our guys, listen, obviously go home, celebrate tonight, but we got to get prepared for this weekend. It is not a weekend off. I mean, these are just as important as conference games to us as far as making a regional and hopefully hosting a regional as well.